I'm going to go over installing GD STI carpet, stuff that you'd find in like 04 to 07 STI. Usually people want the blue carpet in a two-door 2.5 RS coupe. I've got the JDM version 7 seats, and I wanted the matching carpet. I've had 4 or 5 of these GCs, and I pretty much do the same thing to every one is I'll put this carpet in, and every time I do it, I kind of learn something new that works a little bit better than last time. So I just wanted to go over kind of some tips and tricks on what to do. The most obvious stuff when you go to put it in is stuff around the vents. They're not going to be the same size. You need to cut them a little wider. Anyone can figure that out. The side pieces right here, you want to steal the plastic pieces off of your RS carpet, and then you've got to staple them to the GD carpet. It's kind of a pain. It takes 2 or 3 tries, or the staple won't push all the way through from the staple gun, so you kind of got to hammer it in or push it in with your fingers. That's pretty obvious too. The other parts that aren't so obvious, when you get rid of your RS carpet, it's probably trash. You should save it or cut a few sections, especially if you're going to be running the GD seats or some stuff from a JDM version 7. And you can cut a little section and put it here under the back, because when you put the seat back there, there's actually a little bit of gap that's visible. I don't have the plastic panel on. The plastic panel would cover that hole in the panel that you see there, but you'll be able to see down the sides of the seats. You'll see the exposed floorboard. So just a scrap section from the old carpet can make that look 100 times better. The other thing that you'll run into, the STI carpet is out of a 4-door, so they've kind of got this cutout for the pillar, and it's a little bit short here, and you can stretch it up there, but you'll find that when people step in the back of the car and put some weight on it and wants to pull it down, and it'll be visible. You'll expose the metal here. I think some people have tried to glue it, but what you can do is, if you have some fat mat or sound deadener, you can put 4 or 5 layers under there. It kind of builds up the floor just a little bit in this corner. That way, if people step in there, it's not going to pull it away. The other thing that I want to go over is right here. This is meant for the seatbelt hole on the GD. It's obviously not in the same spot on a GC. The GC hole is back here. I haven't drilled that hole or cut it out yet. Definitely don't cut it out if you plan on raising the floor here, because it'll be in a slightly different spot. But this is an eyesore. There's not a real good way that I've seen someone deal with it. I just tried something on the other side that I'm pretty happy with. I'll show you in a second. But what I did is, where it kind of humps out here, is I cut it down here to take out the slack, and then it'll want to overlap, and then you'll see how much it overlaps. You can kind of cut a little pie shape out of it so that it'll come right together. You won't have this hump, it'll lay flat. And then once you do that and it's laying flat there, you can cut a square chunk right out of it. You'll cut both of these flaps off, you'll go right down the side, and then you can steal a piece of carpet that's not visible, such as right here that goes under the seat area. You could probably even steal a piece that's under a seat. And on the back side, you'll get rid of this white stuff, peel it back to about right here, so that way it's the flexible, just the thin layer of the carpet. You can take an old piece of micro suede or something is what I use, the scrap I had from my door panel, and you use spray adhesive, and you'll spray it, and then you'll stick it to it, and then you'll stick the other piece right on top of it. And then when you do that, it'll look like this. Let it camera focus a little bit. The sun's kind of coming in. It'll look like this. So it's hard to even tell where that was from up above, but it's right here. You can kind of see the line. And if I fold in, you can see the line where the edges come together. And I just glued this half an hour ago, so I'm not gonna mess with it, but I'm sure once I take like a screwdriver and rub it back and forth that it'll make this line disappear, even a blue Sharpie. But this looks a hell of a lot better than that. And then the last tip that I want to leave you with is this trunk release lever. Normally this sits back further. It sits almost where the front of the seat rail will be. And when you put the GD STI carpet in, you're going to have a hole that's visible in the front, and that's exactly where dirt and stones will want to work their way down. So what you can do is you can unbolt the latch mechanism. You'll take the plastic off, and it's bolted right to the side of the car. And the hole that goes through the latch mechanism that holds it there, you can drill a new hole that is it's either an inch forward or inch backwards. Basically, when you bolt it back up, you want this whole mechanism to move from here to here so that it covers that hole. You are left with a little bit of carpet in the back. It is true that the back side of this is kind of hollow, but it's not real noticeable, and it looks 100 times better than having a chunk of carpet missing in front of it. And that's everything that I've done to my carpet. Every time I kind of learn something new. I have a GD matching pedal there. It's not screwed in or anything. I just use some double-sided carpet tape. It seems to work well and last for probably 2 or 3 years, and I'll start to move around on me and I'll just retape it. But maybe someday I'll do something more permanent. But hopefully that'll help you install a carpet in your GC.